How's everybody doing today? Good. This is my first Mac DevOps. So quick show of hands, who's it also your first Mac DevOps? I need to know. Wow. That is a lot more people. Oh my gosh. I felt so alone. That feels great. So my name is Andrew Carson. I'm at Addigy Technology as a research and development analyst. I don't know what that means either. But you can find me at Andrew W. Carson most places, A. Jackson on Mac Admins. And it's pretty awesome to be a sponsor of this conference. I've consumed a lot of the video content and reached out to a bunch of the people who've spoken in the past. A little bit about Addigy. We're a startup. We started in 2014. We're founded by this guy, Jason Detbarn, who's spoken here in the past as a sponsor. And we're homegrown in Miami, Florida. So that's a pretty weird thing, I know. We're a cloud platform for managing Apple devices. And a lot of the people that we work with, we want to see elevate into the place that a lot of you guys are working towards when you come to a conference like this. So Addigy has like this crazy suite of features, deploying and updating applications, applying macOS updates and upgrades, real-time scripts. It's really cool. You can remote into machines with a single click. You can manage Apple configuration profiles, which, you know, I know there are a lot of tools out there to do this, and we're trying to do it really well. So I thought what would be good for my little time as a sponsor is just to go through and do a quick demo of like all these major products and give you guys an idea of, no, I'm not going to do that. Are you kidding? You guys don't want a demo? If you want a demo, you can sign up online. You can just hang out with me later. We'll do some fun stuff with Addigy if you're really interested in it. I wanted to talk about two really quick projects that we worked on this year that I thought wouldn't have really happened if I didn't have the community around me that I do. And that's weird for me to say because I've never met like any of you guys, right? I've slacked a bunch of you, and you're making eyes at me, which is fun, but it's great to have the community we have. The first project that I worked on was earlier this year. We tried to add this new feature to our platform called Custom Facts. It was a daunting task, but I got to back up and tell you about the facts piece of our product so that this all makes sense. This is really just a way to consume information from your device and put it into like a dashboard. So it could be a serial number, an IP address, these meaningful things that IT admins or support teams are going to need to know as they're going through managing their devices. And we collect this on a regular basis. So you'll have like a table like this with all this information. You can customize the different columns. It's pretty cool, but we got a lot of requests from people to add new facts. Like, oh, it's great that you have these 50 pieces of information, but you don't have the one I want. So we have a ton, and it's never enough. You can never provide all of the individual pieces of information that your customer wants. And that's what we've learned. So we struggled early on to keep up with the demand to add new pieces of information, and we gave up. So facts are being used to do a lot of things in our platform. They're super important, and I'm trying not to demo this, right? I want to get to the good part where we started to engineer stuff. So custom facts, we had a huge monumental task, and we didn't even know where to start. We didn't even know what a custom fact would really be. So you guys might be doing stuff for your engineering pieces in different platforms, and I don't know what your stack is, but we really wanted to give our customers the ability to run any script that they had or found or built and just get the output of that in a really useful way. So this is like just a SIP-enabled script that I probably borrowed from somebody on Mac Admins that I asked for help with, and it can get into one of those columns on that table. It's really cool. So it can be anything, just any script that anybody has, but it also needs to be really easy to use because we have people that have varying technical depth, and it needs to be really robust. It can't break other parts of the platform. But the thing I really fought for, and why I wanted to talk about it in this little sponsorship section, is that I really thought that we could engineer this better. Because a lot of the ideas that I'd seen come out of this conference, I thought we could treat our custom facts like the rest of our platform and really engineer them in a way that would make them accessible the way our other cool stuff was accessible. So we were pretty successful with this. We met all of our goals, I think, at creating these really cool custom facts. And our customers loved it. I was really impressed. Actually, that picture I showed you earlier, half of these are custom facts. They're not, by default, customers made them, and then they can be in the same place. They can be accessible through the same API as everything else. So I really believe that projects like this, even though they're internal to a vendor, are really successful because of the copious amounts of videos I've watched from MacDevOps. So thank you so much for being here and contributing to that. I think I have time. I want to talk about another project that I just did. This is like me just kind of bragging a little bit because I don't have people that geek out about this stuff. We added a new section to our platform called Community, and it really just makes all that stuff I showed you shareable right within the platform. And this is really great. You can just copy from one organization that shared it to yours, and you own that new copy. And it gets vetted by us, so we make sure that it meets some guidelines. Here's kind of what it looks like. Very straightforward. And the guidelines are pretty straightforward too. It has to be a certain Bash or Python script. It can only read on the device, so we make sure that you're not doing anything harmful. It has to use some default shebang so that we're protecting ourselves from different shell injection stuff. And supported just like our other stuff is supported. So this list of guidelines seems great until you realize that people really wanted to submit stuff to us. And we had thought about how they were going to use this and what kind of stuff would qualify to go in this community section, but we hadn't thought about how many people were going to want to do it. So we weren't really ready for the workflows that accepting these would take. And we got way too many. They started to pile up. We built a Kanban and Jira to deal with these and work amongst our team. It did not work. It was too much manual stuff, and I got kind of pulled in to see if we could make sense of all this stuff. So in the true MacDevOps spirit, I tried to automate it. And the very first thing I did was I went to our engineering team. We have an amazing engineering team, and I said, please just give me an API. I will figure it out from there. And they did. They gave me a REST API that's just like a GET, right? It could not be simpler. And I started automating it with a Python script. This is stuff I've learned from the past 4 years of being in Mac admin Slack, and I hope you guys are picking this stuff up. I know some of you are experts at it, but a lot of you newcomers, this is going to be new to you too. It was new to me a couple years ago, and I'm really proud of what I've learned from these kinds of communities. So I built a Python script to talk to Jira and just create the cards for me. That was step one. Then I would just review it manually. That already saved me 75% of the work of actually copying stuff into Jira and tracking it. And then I did the cooler thing, which is actually linting stuff, because I don't want to do that myself. And I built out scripts to lint it, and then I just skim it over and give it a final review, make sure it does what it says it does. It was a really fun project. And this is another, oh yeah, this is the Kanban board now. I feel like a hero. It's great. So this is another project I really think wouldn't have happened without the kind of community that happens only in rooms like this. So this is all just a little thank you, but I want to get the juices flowing because we're about to start on this conference, and I'm just a sponsor. There's plenty of speakers coming up. Why are you here? Is it to sign up for an Addigy trial? No, probably not. That's okay. But it's probably to make new friends and acquaintances or meet up with old ones. I just came from WWDC. It was fun and terrifying and amazing. I have all these crazy ideas on my brain right now that I'm sure you guys do too. This is the short list, man. So I'm really looking to hear what you guys have to say. What's going to happen in the next year, 2 years, 3 years? How's our work going to change? And I also owe some of you guys beers, so we should hang out later. Thank you so much for this conference, Matt, and everybody else. It's a real treat to be a sponsor here, and I look forward to hanging out with some of you guys later.